Hey everyone, how's it going? Team Rival here with
CrazyKenbei.
Of course, you know him, good friend of mine, and we are here to talk about the future of, not just any future though, a future that me personally I'm not looking forward to, and I'm sure none of us are, the next generation of consoles. And we're just here to have a general discussion about some rumors we've heard, some bullshit, our thoughts. Throw a few ideas out there, have a grand old time.
Yeah.
And I'll let CrazyKenbei talk about, the big rumor, the whole reason that we're doing this video.
Okay.
Is this.
Okay, apparently there's a big rumor going around developers and news sites that the new Xbox, whether Xbox 720 is going to.
Oh yeah, of course.
It's not going to allow the playing of used games.
This is by far the stupidest thing that I've ever heard, based solely upon the fact that you will destroy the market. You will not just destroy GameStop. You will destroy video games as we know it, because feasibly, on paper the idea just doesn't work. Because what if you have one copy of a game and you have you have a brother who has an Xbox, which is the case in my house.
Whoa.
And not that we will both have Xbox 720s, because those will be like $1,500 pieces of hardware.
I heard it's going to be linked to the ID of the user.
What do you mean, like the gamer tag? Or
gamer tag, and it's going to be linked to the system.
Yeah, but then what happens if you're playing offline? Are they just going to lock you out? Because my brother doesn't have his Xbox.
Because Xbox technically already has the technology. If you look at the disc, right, they have some kind of they detect certain things, but they don't.
Yeah, well that goes for all sorts of the PS3. That's so you don't burn games. You just pop it in and it works. There's some sort of security measures that they put on the disc to make sure that it's a legit Microsoft's DVD that you are playing on, and not something you bought down and off.
I guess what they could do is what PlayStation does, that you can share with maybe 2 other consoles, or maybe one more console.
Yeah, I think there definitely would need to be some absolute leeway with this, but I just think it's a stupid move in general, because we already have online passes. Isn't that enough?
No, they're gonna take it farther than that.
They're killing me though, because already I would like to buy Mass Effect 3. I don't want to have to buy it new. I would like to buy it used at some point. But no, then you're not going to be able to play the online co-op unless you pay $10, which at that point you might as well just get it new.
See, this wouldn't be a problem if the games had a variable price range like Steam. Because every game,
where you could just pretty much name your own price.
Every game is $60. If it had a price range of between 20 to 60, I think it wouldn't be too much of a big deal. But that's not the case here.
Not the case at all. And it's just this is what I mean, that this could potentially lead to a crash, because it's just people getting greedy, and the more you get greedy, video game fans are idiots. I'm sorry, but your average casual gamer is an idiot, but they are not that much of an idiot as to where. What do you think the price of the Xbox 720 will be? If that's what it hypothetically is.
I would say 350, 300, 350.
Well, of course they're going to have the different models, because these days we can't just get one console. We have to get 15 different versions.
I was talking about Xbox 720. First of all, I'll have a price cut on all the Xbox 360s.
Yeah, well that goes without saying. We're already reaching the days where the Xbox 360 is going to be almost the same price as a 3DS or the Vita, when it comes out over here soon. And
since it's not going to be that much more powerful than 360, I think $350 price tag sounds about right. That reminds me of the Xbox Elite.
Yeah, but you also have to take into consideration, we're not just basing this solely on the power, because they might just not be selling it on the power. Because all I see in the next console generation happening is we're just going to get more feature-heavy, slightly better versions of the consoles we already had. Maybe the next Xbox 720 will come with Kinect 2 or something like that, and every single model you won't be able to get it without a Kinect 2 or something like that.
I think we're basically reached a PC age of consoles, slight improvements.
Yeah, you're not. We've kind of hit the threshold. I think Xbox Live is a huge service, and you can't cut any of those features. So the only thing you can do is expand upon Xbox Live. PSN completely sucks. So I think in terms of if this was to hypothetically happen and Sony didn't go this route, this could be the saving grace for Sony.
Remember what Nintendo and PlayStation's going to do? I don't think Nintendo's going to do that.
No, Nintendo, you are guaranteed that nothing like this will happen.
And Sony,
every game will work. You could probably pirate games unless they go into ultra online mode, but you never know.
I think Sony has a good opportunity here, because if this goes through, they have a very important decision to make, and that could tip things in their favor. And Nintendo,
because as I see it right now, let's say hypothetically there's no used game shenanigans as it is. I think it's either, considering we really haven't seen anything from Microsoft aside from a few rumors of we have the developer kits now, blah 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 blah. I see it maybe Nintendo, if Nintendo has good launch titles, maybe Microsoft, that'll be the race. But Sony has a lot of catching up to do, because they are just, they wish this console generation could go on for another 5 years. Because just recently they just started making money on the PS3.
Too late.
It's really, PS3, I'm sorry. I like my PS3. It has no games. Pretty much everything I play is like Uncharted 3. Which is, it's not the best game I've ever played, but it's fun. I pop it in.
PSN is too antisocial.
Yeah. They have to, if you're going to make PS4, include a mic. That's the absolute. If you want people to use your service, and microphones should not be $60 or $50 or however, I don't care if it's Bluetooth or not.
Put a $10 headset in there.
Yeah, throw the $20, I hate the Microsoft headsets because they always fucking break. I've been through like 4 of them at this point. I only paid for 2 because I was to package up the broken one and then return it at the store. But that's a different story.
But
throw the cheap bullshit Microsoft microphone.
And honestly, I think PSN could have surpassed Xbox Live, but they weren't really pushing. They had an opportunity like in 2009 to really push.
Yeah, because the online, when you go back looking at when these consoles were still relatively new, PlayStation 3 was pretty highly regarded, I think, and as I think the future kind of progressed, PlayStation 3 kind of fell behind. I think the PlayStation Plus, you don't have to pay for it, so you can't really knock it. I think it's a good service, personally, if you're someone that, you're always going to pay for it, regardless of, how long you're going to have a PlayStation, because, you get free games and discounts and things like that you lose if you cancel it.
What we've done with the PlayStation Plus is good now is that, to really one-up Xbox Live, is that give it dedicated servers.
Yeah, that's one thing that, people complain about, Xbox Live is too expensive. I like PlayStation because it's free, free, and people are all about free. I'm all about free. I'm the cheapest motherfucker out there. But, regardless, you are getting better quality online play when you're paying for Xbox Live. That is a fact. I don't care who you ask, you are always getting better. When you're paying for it, you're going to get more stable matches. It's not going to be, you're not going to get disconnected. I get disconnected on PS3 sometimes.
Most important thing, people on your playlist, on your friends list that actually play games. And the people who do on my list watch Netflix.
No one. You know who's on Shintai?
Shintai doesn't play multiplayer games too.
He plays Gundam and Netflix.
Exactly, and the Metal Gear Solid HD collection.
Yeah, and phone, I see usually he's
doing it for demos.
One kid always invites me to Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I don't know why, but it's just, when I go on Xbox 360, there's people on Battlefield 3, there's people on Street Fighter, there's a hell of a lot of people on Modern Warfare, but there's people online
who play games with you.
Another thing also, I think that, regardless of what company you're talking about, Party Chat, I think is an absolute, it's the greatest possible thing you can invent.
Yeah.
Because you're going to run into fools online. You're going to run into idiots. You're going to run into people that don't know how to, that play music. into the headphones, and it sounds really terrible, and it's usually, you know, very bassy, so it just sounds like absolute, you know, noise in your ear. Just add parties. Parties, you know, PS3 does not have parties. No one talks on PS3. You know, if I'm playing a game on PS3, I'm firing up my 360, you know, putting on the headset. Hopefully they have a 360 too, and we can talk over Xbox Live instead of
Skype.
Yeah. It's just, or Skype or something like that. I really think Sony has a lot of catching up to do. You know, you can't just press hardware. Hardware is, you know, has been proven by the 3DS, by the Vita's absolutely terrible sales in Japan. You can't just try to sell things based on hardware alone. You need to tap the features. You need to features that actually matter. I don't, you know, oh, here's a camera that you can like edit pictures with, or something like that. I don't know, some dumb feature like that. Features that actually matter, online that actually works, and more importantly, software that people actually want to pick up and play.
The problem with Sony is they have a hard time of keeping it simple.
Yeah, Sony really tries to overcomplicate things, and you know they kind of lose track of, you know, what actually matters. The Vita lineup is absolutely terrible in my opinion. Uncharted, I already have 3 Uncharted. I don't need another Uncharted. I don't care if it's a prequel. I don't need to play it. My Nation Racers.
How many times?
Already came out on PSP.
PS3.
And PS3. Don't need that. What else? I'm sure there's fucking golf. I'm sure there's a Ratchet and Clank game coming out. You know that's a guarantee.
Boris will buy it.
Boris will definitely buy it. But you gotta bring some new IPs to the table. Give people a reason to be like, wow, holy shit, this is the must-have reason.
But the thing is, along with Xbox, they're losing their exclusive IPs.
Well, that's pretty much a problem, you know, now every day, you know, in any situation. Like, you know, MGS Rising. You know, you think of Metal Gear Solid, and to this day I still think of Metal Gear Solid as a PlayStation and Sony franchise.
And if everything's going multi-platform, like used game banning is going to be huge because you can play both.
Oh yeah, that's actually a very
systems,
good point.
You know?
If there's a used game ban, they better only do it with their exclusives, because if they do it with the multiplats,
is it on Nintendo?
You know, I don't care if everyone and their grandmothers is playing it on Xbox Live. But if I'm not able to bring that game around and share it with my friends and play it with my brothers on different consoles and things like that, I'm just getting it on PS4
or Wii U,
PS3. Yeah. Speaking of Wii U, there's been a lot of rumor and mystery surrounding the actual, you know, power and oomph behind the Wii U.
Right.
And from what, you know, once again, rumors and speculation, how much you can only take it with a grain of salt. The Wii U, what was it, 20% more powerful than the 360?
No, 20% less.
Oh, 20% less powerful than the 720,
yes.
Right? 20% less powerful than the Xbox.
Which is nothing, honestly.
Which, yeah, you know, I think there's not going to be, because the human eyes, people don't realize, the human eyes are not, you know, meant for HD. We can't see the super absolute fine detail that they want us to see, so our eyes are only going to be able to perceive so much. Yes, the picture will look nicer, yada yada yada, but it's not going to be worth dropping a whole bunch of money on. But, you know, if the Wii U is able to harness that sort of power, it doesn't mean so much more for Nintendo, I think, in terms of, because their IPs, what have graphics ever mattered in that sort of situation, you know?
I mean, look at the...
I think it matters more so for the third-party support, because they'll actually get, you know, not shitty ports of Modern Warfare and things like that.
Actually, no, it won't matter, because they're going to find the easiest one to develop for and then just put it to all the other systems.
Yeah, that's true, you know. Which I think in this case would be, you know, either the Xbox or maybe even the Wii U, I don't know. Like we said, we don't know actual specifications for the systems.
Well, you know, the Wii was easy to develop for. It was very easy.
Yeah, the Wii was, but that's why we got such shitty ports. It was also...
The graphics were not that good.
Yeah, it was just, in terms of processing power and all of that, it was just inferior to the Xbox and the PS3 and almost everything.
So, let's make an estimate. So the Wii U is 20% less powerful, with 720 being 20% more powerful. We can just say the PS4 is about 35% more powerful.
Yeah, I would say that's probably, because, you know, Sony has always, like with the PS3, they were way ahead of their time with the Blu-ray. I think they even jumped the ball a little bit on the Blu-ray. But also we're hearing that I don't think. Do you think Xbox 720 will be Blu-ray? I don't.
That's what they're saying.
I don't know though.
I think they're saying two things. It is going to use Blu-ray or a proprietary disc then at the Wii U.
Oh yeah. See, I don't know about Blu-ray and Xbox. That just seems. I mean, me personally, I'm all for the idea because I have plenty of Blu-rays. You also enjoy, when you watch DVDs, you get a little bit of upscaling. It's noticeable. It's not great, but you do get some level of upscaling. And you're just reaching the point where DVDs are somewhat, when you want to create these big, massive, powerful, beautiful games, DVDs no longer cut it because I think they're like 4.9 gigabytes of space on a DVD.
8.5
like
2-layer.
Yeah, on a 2-layer.
Xbox 360 games are 2-layered.
Yeah, when you have, what is it, Final Fantasy, 3 discs, Star Ocean, 3 discs. I think some sort of, upgrade from a DVD is necessary. Will we get it? Microsoft, you can never really tell with them in a situation like that. Because they'll definitely go one way, they'll look like they're going one way and completely flop around and do the other.
They could also come like the disc, like install this, and then you install to the hard drive.
Oh yeah, something, but that sucks with PS3. That's one reason I hate PS3. Is because, some of these, alright, for a game like Metal Gear Solid 4, okay.
Here we go.
That was a really sucky install. A really big install, especially since I only have an 88 hard drive on here.
Right.
But, it was worth it, I think, in the end, especially for the amount that I played that game. But that should not become an industry standard.
Yeah, I think it's just, they're going to use Blu-ray.
Yeah, I think it would be wise to go.
So that's all they had to do.
Yeah, it really is.
Or something like Nintendo did, like a Blu-ray like this, something like that.
Yeah, not like an in-between sort of, an upgrade. But you don't want to have Final Fantasy, because Final Fantasy 13, I don't know about Final Fantasy 13 too. I'm assuming it was 3 discs again, or 2 discs, or X amount of discs. It wasn't just 1 disc, I can guarantee that.
Maybe.
But with 13, not only did you get it on 3 discs, frame rate issues, game didn't, graphics weren't as sharp, sound wasn't as, was compressed a little bit.
Right.
Give people the full experience. You're paying the same price for no matter what system you get it on. Just level the playing field. I think Xbox should go Blu-ray.
Yes, they have to.
They absolutely must, I think, at this point. You really, because I think the Blu-ray technology has come along enough as to where Blu-ray drives are sort of
stable,
the thing.
Fast.
Yeah, the thing you can use. They're fast, they're reliable. When they first came out for PS3, what was that, 2007?
6.
2006? Yeah, that was a little bit more,
Jumping the gun.
Yeah, jumping the gun a little bit. And that's also something you need to watch out for Sony with in general, like I said. They will jump the gun with things and try to, push the bar. And it could backfire on them. Like I said, they only just started making money, on the PS3 like 2 years ago or something like that. And when you think about, how much red and loss of income you have when, you're only making money for 2 years out of the potential, 6? 7?
With the PS being Vita, you kind of have an idea of where they're going to go with the PS4. I don't like it.
Yeah, I'm not. They're really pressing their luck, I think. I mean, there will definitely be some sort of compatibility between the Vita and the PS4, I think.
Yes.
But for Sony to really hit the ball out of the ballpark, they need to do something like a Shenmue 4, Shenmue 3, completely, just blow the lid off. You want to sell a system, you make the absolute best fucking launch software. No God of War 4. We don't want God of War 4. Mega Man Legends 3. Bring, like I said, completely just blow people's heads off with this that they're like, oh my God, I have
honestly,
to get PS4.
When is that Final Fantasy 7 remake going to come out?
I'm hearing it might be on 3DS.
No, it has to be on the console.
I don't know. You would be surprised. Square Enix, when have they done, we're getting Final Fantasy 13 do fucking DLC.
Yeah, well, that Final Fantasy remake, that would move numbers,
That would sell consoles. That's what I'm saying. You need that must-have title. Like, I can't wait. I need a PS4 day one.
Ironically, wasn't that the same year that sold PS1, Final Fantasy 7?
Yeah, it was actually. That was the thing that sold, that moved a lot of PlayStation 1s back in the day.
They needed a game like that, basically.
Yeah. Well, I think that really goes for any of these consoles. Because that was, like I said, problem with the 3DS, problem with the Vita, shitty software lineup. Xbox, I think, has the biggest problem because, let's face it, their IPs really suck. Gears of War sucks. I'm sorry, that's not a great shooter. It's vastly overrated. And, the Blinks the Cat. I really can't think of any more. I mean, I'm sure if I looked at my gaming collection, I'd see some. But they really don't have too many great IPs, especially ones that, appeal to people who like Japanese style of games more, which Sony has, God of War, Uncharted, that appeals to American gamers. But they can also get, Japanese IPs, such as, the Ico and the Shadow of the Colossus, the last
Guardian, that's just never coming out.
The Last Guardian, yeah. Those, that also is like the Japanese side of things, which, appeals to both, Western and Eastern gamers.
Mm-hmm.
But Nintendo, they need to just new Zelda, new Mario, all in
new IP,
new Mario Kart. Yeah, do something like that. But anything else that we want to
pretty much covered it, but I think that used game thing, I don't know, if people really love Xbox Live, I still think they might still buy into it.
Oh, yeah, well that just proves how much people are stupid, really, You have to put your foot down, I think. When you see something that, I think that's pretty morally wrong, because you bought the game. The game should work in every console, regardless, as long as it's a legit, like, not a pirated game, you didn't buy a Chinese copy by some guy in his basement. It's the legit game. It should work in every console, regardless of question, regardless of updates, regardless of buying, game passes or online passes or anything like that. It should work regardless. Mm-hmm. And if they fuck that up and do something like that, they've lost, I'll still play my Xbox 360, but if you think I'm getting an Xbox 720, you're out of your mind.
I have a question. The 720 is going to be backwards compatible, right?
You would hope so.
So will the used games work? 360 used games work on that?
Oh, see, now you're digging too much into it. You're digging too much into hypotheticals.
That's too much.
All of these consoles should definitely be backwards compatible, though. You bring up a good point. Like we said that, I think they're going to be pretty comparable in terms of technology, I think.
Right.
The 720 won't be too much, of a deviant from the 360, and the same goes for Wii, from Wii U, PS4 to PS3. Make all these consoles backwards compatible. If you get the most backwards compatibility you can fit in there without fucking things up, the better, because that moves consoles, I think.
Yeah.
That helps to definitely, that gives people a reason to pick it up. Oh, I already have a PS4 or a PS3, but it broke, and now I have all these games sitting around. Are they going to buy another PS3, or are they going to wait till the PS4 comes out if they know backwards compatibility? Just a hypothetical, I want to throw out.
That's what messed up Sony with the PS3.
Yeah, but they took away the PS2 backwards compatibility. Not that, also make sure it works, because the PS2 compatibility had its issues, and the PS1 compatibility had its issues. Bring, as much backwards compatibility as you can bring, and make sure it actually works, a pretty decent amount. I'd say 85% of the time.
No, it has to be 100%.
Yeah, it really has to be. It has to be damn.
Like Wii and GameCube.
Yeah, well, Wii is it's a different story, because it's not. I don't really consider it on the same threshold as you would consider it.
But like PS2 having PS1, basically.
Yeah, and I hate what they did with the Xbox 360, and you had to go online and download.
Big mistake.
Now they screwed that up, and the shittiest list of games is available. So you have a reason to keep your Xbox around. But think...
Right, that sounds good.
That sounds good. I think we hit the nail on the head. We'll probably be right on... We have to be right on some of these things. But anyways, guys, CrazyKenbei, thanks.
Phone's gay?
Yeah, phone is gay. Well, he will be back. Maybe phone will be back. I don't know. He really fucked up that LA Noir review back. So I'm trying to, he's still in timeout for that. But I'm trying. I like to do these sort of things, get these sort of discussions going. But until then, guys, see you later.
Bye.